A blessed day, and welcome to this part 2 of episode 2 of Be Not Afraid, where we talk about the experiences and journeys of LGBT persons within the Catholic Church. I'm your host, Edwin Valles, and I'm excited to continue our story. So last week, we had our guest, no, our special guest, in the person of Brother Evan. He's a full-time lay missionary, so he has dedicated his life towards the service to the church. And but also he's a member of the LGBT, so he's an LGBT person. So doon sa last episode, ang pinag-usapan niya, ang shinare niya sa atin, ang kwento niya will be yung kanyang experience in his community, sa Youth for Christ and within the Couples for Christ community. And then with that experience of community, unti-unti siyang inudyok ni God to respond to the call of becoming a full-time missionary. And he was able also to share with us yung stories niya, his stories as a missionary for the Catholic Church. And so, but while he was growing in this relationship with the church, na ikwento niya rin sa atin do sa last episode na para bang he was living a double life. So there was a moment in his life na nag-struggle siya between being committed to community work and also pursuing the gay lifestyle. So he had this struggle with same-sex attraction as well. So itong sa episode 2 na to, pag-uusapan po natin yung kanyang same-sex attraction struggles or yung LGBT life naman niya, 'di ba? So kung sa first episode yung missionary life, ngayon is uh, yung kanyang LGBT life. So maybe I'd like to invite Brother Evan to greet our viewers for this episode.
Yes, hello. Magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Thank you very much again, Kuya Edwin, for having me on this. And hello sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig sa atin.
Yan. So, diretsohin na natin, 'di ba? Let's get the ball rolling quickly. So, kailan mo na realize na you were same-sex attracted? So, let's go back to your childhood maybe. Yung kailan yung first awareness mo of feeling different from your boy peers?
Yes, Kuya. Um, Grabe no. I mean, if I would recall yung mga memories namin, siguro isa sa mga naging isa sa mga naging um, point kung saan mas na-awaken yung same-sex attractions ko was that growing up, my father was actually he's not physically present. So he was working as a OFW po sa Saudi. So my mom had to step in, no, the responsibilities of a mother and at the same time a father. And with that naging very strong yung image ng nanay ko sa akin. Like nakita ko na very responsible siya, na dapat siya lang din talaga ang sa mata ko he was my superhero, no? And with that, of course, di rin may iwasan. Growing up, I was the only child for 10 years. So yung nanay ko, may mga times talaga na mag-rant siya about my father, and at the same time, makikita ko na pangit pala siguro ang maging tulad ng isang tatay ko. So, nagkaroon ako ng broken image or perspective ng isang tatay. Tingin ko kapag isa kang tulad ng isang lalaki, may mga mga bisyo ka, makibarkada ka. So, I had this different view of manhood. So isa yon, and at the same time mas growing up mas relate ako sa mga kaibigan kong babae, yung mga ganun, and sila yung madalas kong kalaro. And growing up hanggang sa may adolescent years, tapos may high school, mas madami din talaga yung mga nakakasama kong mga babae kasi sa tingin ko kapag lalaki parang barambado or bad boy lang, yun yung aspect ng pagkalalaki sa akin. And sabi ko, ayaw kong maging ganun. Gusto ko maging tulad ng isang nanay ko na formal, behaved, kumbaga well educated sa skills and so on and so forth. And yun, yun yung naging foundation. Though may mga times din, Kuya, na nadodraw naman ako sa mga female friends ko, like may mga crushes ako noon. Pero mas nangingibabaw pa rin talaga yung pagkagusto ko sa kapwa ko. So yun.
So yeah, siguro ang sinasabi mo is mas komportable ka in the company of women kasi nga yun yung naging family setup mo, whether you liked it or not, di ba? So mas
Yes,
comfortable
kuya.
ka with the presence of your mother, and then so nung nag-aaral ka na, mas naturally of course you're drawn to female, yung mga female peers mo. So sila yung mas barkada mo. Were you bullied nung elementary, high school?
Yes, kuya. May kasi
Ah,
ewan
okay.
ko kung ano, mas hindi pa nun friendly yung environment, yung setting noon, like makita lang na may kumikembot ng konti or iba yung ano, binubuli, ano na talaga, may mga talks ng gano'n or may mga name calling, bakla, bading, or and so on. Tapos I really get that. I mean, I have those experiences talaga. And naalala ko may mga times ng mga neighbors or minsan kakilala ng nanay ko, tinatanong talaga siya, or minsan yung tatay ko din tinatanong, ay, yung anak mo ba ay bading, or yung mga ganito. And it ended up na parang ako, somewhat nagiging ashamed ako sa ganoon. Pero parang hindi ko din talaga lubusang maintindihan kung bakit ganoon. 'Yun.
Yeah. And maganda rin yung sinabi mo kanina, no, na you nung bata ka, you found na mga boys barumbado, ganyan, boisterous, magulo, 'di ba? But
Yes.
then again, you also said na you were attracted to them. So,
Mm.
kailan talaga nag-start yung more or less sexual attraction, and how did it start? Was it just admiration or crush or romantic feelings, or was it sexual? So, I suppose we're talking
Yes.
about nung mga teenager years mo na, no? Yung mga puberty age pataas. So, yeah.
Yes, kuya. Kasi nga mas nakita ko yung sarili ko na I could easily identify myself with women or with girls of my age. So, uh, somewhat di ba nga we somewhat we are drawn to things that are different than us. So, dahil nga sa I couldn't identify myself with my boy peers, no? Somewhat they seem to be mysterious to me. So,
Okay.
doon ako na-draw. And nagsimula lang sa gano'n na, may itsura siya, may iba yung dating niya sa akin. And yun yung mga attributes na nawala ako. Hindi kasing tikas, hindi kasing kasing valiant or ano. Yun yung mga attributes na wala ako. So I was drawn to them. And I would remember na ini-enjoy ko pa kapag tinitis ako sa kapwa ko. Sabi ko, uy, may gusto sa akin. Sabi ko, tapos ako naman, hindi, wala. But deep inside me, parang, okay, cute naman siya. Yung mga ganun. So, na parang kapag um, binabalikan ko yung mga times na yon, parang sabi ko, grabe, no? I mean, yung kilig, and I had no ano, and of course yung ano pa, yung thrill na ano, kaya tama ba to, or okay lang, should I go along with it, yung mga ganun, kuya.
And when was your very first homosexual relationship? Mga high school ka
um
ba or college?
I think that was when I was in high school, kuya.
Okay.
Doon
Let's start.
nagsimula din. Oo. I had kumbaga, I had a number of relationships then. Pero it all started during my high school. My first encounter was we were preparing for a presentation, a dance presentation for a parish. No, it was supposedly a religious activity, and then may kinuha yung community namin doon sa local parish ng dance instructor. And he was I thought at first na he was having this crush towards my friend na girl, but eventually ako pala. Sabi ko, this is doon nagsimula, kuya, yung thrill, and at the same time yung enticement ko din na finally may nagkakagusto na pala sa akin, yung ganun.
Yeah. So, maganda yung mention mo, ano? So, you have this same-sex attraction and feelings, but at the same time, you were also active in the church, no? So, nung bata ka pa lang, meron ng ganong, let's put it in quote, na tension, di ba? So, between serving the church and also pursuing the gay lifestyle.
Yes
So,
po.
how did you pursue the gay lifestyle? So, kumaga, hanggang saan ang inabot mo? I mean, so in terms of the practice of the gay lifestyle. So
Opo, opo.
na of course rated PG lang. No overall, yes.
I would remember yun yung mga time na parang I was somewhat coming of age, no? Na I was kumbaga wala pa ako nun may thing na parang bawal, pero somewhat it was really with the thrill and excitement that came along with it. Sabi ko parang anytime parang pwede lang siyang i-on or i-off na no na switch para sa akin. I would remember, kuya, during my college years, no? Doon nagsimula din talaga yung yung attraction, at the same time nagkaroon din ako ng formal relationship with same sex din. And yun yung time na sabi ko kasi, kuya, gusto kong during my college years I want to break free from my from hindi yung break free na I want to be out, no? Pero sabi ko, parang gusto ko rin siya, gusto ko rin baguhin yung sarili ko. Pero eventually parang hindi pala. Kasi sa college parang diverse backgrounds, yung iba very encouraging, and nagkaroon ako ng isang relationship. Tapos na doon pa lang din nagsisimula yung mga whole, kumbaga paunti-unti pumapasok na sa eksena yung LGBT scenes, no? Na as long as you are happy with it, wala ka nasasaktan na philosophy, unti-unti na siyang kumbaga nagiging theme ng society at that time. Tapos yung friends ko din noon, nagiging encouraging din sila na okay lang yan kasi yan naman yung totoo, yun yung tunay, sige, go along with it. And actually, kuya, I had siguro during my college years I had mga 5 to 7 relationships. Okay. Yun. And the last, yung pinaka-serious din was it lasted for almost 3 or 4 years din po. And I remember I was also secretly active in the lifestyle. May mga nakakasama ako doon na professor sa college namin, and we would hang out kasama yung partner ko that time. We would go to this particular bar na notorious talaga siya, na doon nagkikita-kita. No, every Friday, and then we would drink, we would do crazy stuff, no? Tapos may mga after party ng mga eksena, and then uwi ako doon sa partner ko. So that was almost my routine during the last 2 years of my college years. And kung babalikan ko din yung last na relationship ko, I thought that time na yun na talaga, kuya, na this was for keeps, na kasi we would go out of the province, no? And we will papasyal talaga kami. Yes, we would travel. I remember pumunta kami ng Boracay, pumunta kami ng Bohol, even ng Cebu nung time na nag-review ako for my board exam. And madami kaming mga pinapasyalan, and kumbaga nag-i-integrate na rin kami, kuya, sa kanya-kanya naming pamilya. He would invite me sa kanilang tahanan, sa kanilang bahay for the holidays or pag may okasyon, and same goes sa akin din. And somewhat sabi ko, ito na yung life for me. But at the same time, kasi he was working as an OFW at that time, though schoolmates kami, but he was 2 years ahead of me. So every time na umuwi na siya dito, magkikita kami. Pero kapag may mga times na nasa labas siya, may mga din, philandering, kumbaga on the side jobs akong ginagawa. I was really infidel that time. I was not really loyal. Kasi nga, may hinahanap kasi ako eh. Di ko alam kung yung physical intimacy or yung presence. I don't know. Pero I was never content. No, I was always looking for something na ma-fulfill yung hunger or thirst na meron ako that time.
Yeah. So, yun talagang yung nangyari sa inyo, talagang full-on relationship kasi you live together, no? Tama ba? Yun yung so when para mga 3rd year, 4th year college ka, And I suppose when you started working na rin, no? So you were in
Yes,
that
kuya.
long distance relationship, but whenever he comes home, you basically live together, no? Tama ba?
Yes, yes. Opo, opo. Though hindi kami dumating sa point na we would live in, no? Kumbaga, we would stay sa bahay ng isa't isa for a few days, mga 3 or 4 days, mga
Okay.
ganon. Yun.
So hindi separate na kayo, but yeah, so sleep together. Let's put it
Yes,
that way. So
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, kuya.
Okay. So how long was it? 3 years ba yung last relationship mo
Ah,
na yun? Or 3 or 4 years?
3 or 4. 3 or 4 years. Mga
Okay.
ganun po.
So ito na yung mga so nung college ka, I think if you recall yung first episode, doon ka rin naging part nung ano no nung or you were already part of the Youth for Christ pala no, so
Yes,
high
kuya.
school, college, and then even up to the yung mga first few years of working mo no, yung nalala ko yung kwento mo dun sa first episode natin na you were on the way to work when you received that parang something like a first call, diba, of sort,
Yes,
diba? So
yes.
so how are you during that time? Maybe you would like to share with us ano yung interior movement mo at the time. Obviously, you were in love with your partner, but you continue to be active in the church, di ba, on the one hand. So ano yung nararamdaman mo deep inside? So maybe that would be something that will interest the podcast viewers.
Yes, kuya. In the sense of the world, I was really happy. No, I was enjoying, I was having fun kasi nga may mga yung partner ko that time, he would really shower me with with material things, no? Mga worldly stuff and so on. So masaya talaga siya. But may mga pagkakataon nun kuya na kasi nga I was also actively serving sa Youth for Christ, no? And um that time parang wala pa akong kumbaga hindi ko I was okay with the double life. Yung ganun, yung kamalian na ginagawa ko while in that lifestyle, I'm making up for it with my service sa church or sa community namin. And later on, no, during siguro sa highest point ng relationship namin, may mga times na iniisip ko na rin talaga na magpalitan ng relihiyon, no? Kasi alam ko na bawal nga sa Catholic Church yung ganoong uri ng relationship at ng buhay. So I was even willing to go. Sabi nga sila merong province daw dito sa Philippines na born again na would wed same-sex couples, no? And but during sa mga times na yon, there's this mysterious na longing sa heart ko. Parang there's this emptiness, no? I was happy in the sense of the world, pero may mysterious na longing. And naalala ko pa noon may isa akong kaibigan noon na he accidentally found out. He found out of my relationship, no? And that time parang happy naman ako doon sa ginagawa ko. So I was still blinded. Tapos sinabi niya sa akin na Evan, I accept you for who and what you are, your attractions. Pero pinagdarasal pa rin kita. And ang dasal ko is that one day your story will be used para magbigay din ng hope sa ibang tao. Tapos ako naman, I just shrugged it off. Sabi ko, imposible. I mean, okay na to sa akin. Pero napagko-connect ko na lang siya ngayon. No, it's really making sense na. And hanggang sa yung mysterious na calling na yun, or yung mysterious na longing nun sa puso ko, mas nag-grow pa siya. Tapos hindi ko na siya maintindihan, hindi ko na siya kumbaga, parang kailangan na siyang maikwento. And nakwento ko yun sa kaibigan ko doon sa brother na naka-discover ng
So yung
ginagawa
kaibigan na
ko,
yun
diba?
was a member of the community that you
Yes,
belong with.
kuya.
Okay, so okay.
Apo. He is also a lay missionary din.
Okay.
And during that time na I was having this mysterious longing, parang randomly nakapag-browse ako. Tapos I found this site. It was a Christian site, and nagulat ako kasi may mga ano pala, may mga ganito palang resources. Tapos I was browsing. May nakita ako dong comment na for Catholic persons who are experiencing SSA or same-sex attractions, go to the site, and it was pointing to, lo and behold, sa Courage, sa blogspot ng Courage. So sabi ko, meron din pala. So I checked that one out, and then I contacted Kuya Rolly. So when I communicated with Kuya, the president during that time of the community, um, somewhat ano na, parang hindi ko pa rin naiintindihan. Parang mysterious pa din. Parang it's as if na gusto ko pero ayaw ko pa. Yung mga gano'n. I want to be chased but not yet. Yung gano'n, mga Saint
Parang
Augustine.
Saint Augustine.
Yes, feels. So, but then I pushed with it kasi sabi ko gusto kong matahimik yung kung ano mang nasa heart ko. And then true enough, no, naging provident lang din talaga ang Diyos, Kuya, because nagkaroon ng parang orientation, courage orientation sa isang seminary sa Albay, which was almost an hour travel from my workplace or dito sa Sorsogon going there. So nagkataon na leave ako. So I went there. Tapos I listened to Kuya Rolly's testimony, which was a very heartfelt testimony. And I really felt na, kwento ko rin yan. Yan din yung pinagdaraanan ko ngayon. And hanggang sa yung mysterious calling na longing na meron sa heart ko was somewhat being filled not by the flesh or anything, pero kinakausap na ako ng Panginoon. He was revealing to me something. And doon na, Kuya, doon na nagsimula ang pagtawag pabalik sa akin ng Diyos.
Okay. So maybe, can you please attempt, siguro i-describe itong mysterious longing na to? Kasi, yeah, I'm sure, kagaya na sabi mo, mysterious nga siya. Pero if you can attempt to describe what it is, diba? So maybe you can share, what do you know about it now? Diba? So looking back at
Opo.
that particular episode.
Yes, Kuya. Yung tawag na yun na naka-embed lang sa heart ko. Mas naging ano siya, mas nag-grow siya. And it was a call from a father who longs for his child, for his beloved child, to know him and to love him. I remember, Kuya, noong unti-unti mas nagiging mas ni-reveal na ng Diyos ang sarili niya sa akin. It came to a point na gusto ko nang i-journey ang pinagdaraan, ang tawag ng Diyos sa akin to go out of that lifestyle. I can parang inaalala ko yung time na nagiging konkreto na yung tawag sa akin ng Diyos. He finally gave me an opportunity na bumalik sa kanya. When I was in Legazpi, he invited me to go to confession. And during that time, Kuya, hindi kasi sa akin, nagko-confess naman ako noon. By my definition of being a faithful Catholic, faithful naman ako, like my confession, I would go to Eucharist, pero hindi ko nakikita ang mali sa ginagawa ko. So nung pinapakita na sa akin ng Panginoon na merciful siya, but at the same time I have to be humble enough para akuin yung nagawa ko. He invited me to confession, and it was a grace-filled moment for me. And when I was sitting there on the confessional, I was pouring my heart out, and I was asking for the grace na hindi ako mahiya na nasabihin finally yun sa pare. And then after that, sinabi sa akin ng pare, tinanong niya ako, sa tingin mo ba, what does the Lord think of you now? And what do you see yourself? How do you see yourself now? How do you see yourself? Sabi ko, Father, after all that I've been, I see myself as as a man of God. And honestly, nagulat din ako sa sinabi kong yun. Kasi I never saw myself that way. And in-affirm niya ako, Kuya Edwin. Sinabi niya sa akin na, yes, and you are a beloved son of God. You're a beloved child of God. And then, parang it stopped me off my tracks ba. And napatigil lang din talaga ako, and I was trying to absorb yung sinabi ni Father. Sabi ko, oo nga no. I was defining myself through my sins, with my attractions, or may mga times din na hindi ko talaga ma-define yung sarili ko. But after much questioning, parang doon na nag-boil down lahat, na somewhat na mind blown ako sa sinabi na you're a beloved son of God. Oo nga no. I've been fighting back. I've been trying to question myself, my identity, pero it will all boil down to that, na I am a beloved child of God. And from there, it came full circle na yung lahat. Everything made sense. Yung hindi ko makuha na peace sa puso ko. Tapos yung desires ko na yung palipat-lipat ako ng mga relationships na secretly. Tapos yung happiness na skin deep lang na happiness. Doon ko na naramdaman na I was already standing on a firmer and solid ground than ever before. Kasi alam ko na kasama ko na ang Diyos. And hanggang sa paunti-unti I have the courage to finally open up to my community. Very if I may share, Kuya, very instrumental din yung SFC, yung Singles for Christ. I remember, kasi OFW yung partner ko. Tapos there was this one day, Kuya, na we have this formation, yung SFC Knight's Tale and Princess Diaries. Kumbaga, it was an affirmation of the masculine and the feminine of the brothers and sisters. And during that time, yun yung simula, and at the same time, yun din yung dating niya. So, pumunta ako doon sa Knight's Tale, pero nag-decide din ako na puntahan din siya. No? Ito somewhat a decision point for me. Napaka no. Sabi ko, saan ba ako pupunta talaga? Pero in my heart, naka-decide na rin talaga ako kung saan. Pero kailangan ko siyang puntahan. Kailangan ko na siyang sabihan. Kailangan ko na siyang ikwento sa kanya. So, I went up to him on that day. Tapos sinabi ko sa kanya na ito na ang gusto kong puntahan na path. Naging masaya ako, pero alam ko na ito ang mas tunay na kaligayahan na tinuturo sa akin ng Diyos. It was also a very emotional moment for us, Kuya.
Yung partner mo yan, no? So, yeah.
Yes, Kuya. It was a very emotional and heartbreaking moment for us. Of course, I've been in the relationship for how many years then. Kaya, but by God's grace, he finally let me go. And ako din, I have to let go of him. And at the same time, I have to make a 180-degree turn from that lifestyle. I have to move away from the friends na meron ako. And everything that reminds me of him. Sinauli ko din yung mga binigay niya sa akin, yung mga gamit. No? He gave me phones, cameras, and then so on. So, kailangan ko na din yung ibalik. Kasi sabi ko, ito na yung simula. Ito na yung simula ng pagbabago and pagsunod ko sa path na tinatawag sa akin ng Diyos. Yun po.
Ganda. So, very, very beautiful sharing. No? So, siguro kung may ma-pick up man ako doon, yung attempt mo at describing yung mysterious longing is something like malalim na desire to be loved and to love, na something na I'm sure you loved your partner at the time, but even then, kahit mahal mo yung partner mo yon, feeling mo may kulang pa or meron ka pang hinahanap na deeper longing. And
yes,
by your story, eventually naramdaman mo yon during that critical moment of sacrament of confession. So, buti you were blessed by God. He led you to a priest who was able to guide you and to make you understand that deeper longing of loving and being loved. So, yeah.
Yes,
so, maganda yon. So, and I think nakwento mo rin na doon sa first episode na naging purification process mo yon, no? In terms of reconciling yung same-sex attraction, settling it with your partner, but also at the same time, journeying through a deeper commitment towards missionary work. No? So,
Yes, yes.
pag-uusapan pa natin lalo yan sa next episode.
Okay.
I think bigyan natin yung mga nanood ng podcast na to ng time to reflect on the many beautiful things that you shared in this particular episode. So, again, thank you, Brother Evan.
Thank you,
So
Kuya.
meron pa tayong part 3. So we believe in trilogy sa ating podcast na to. So I hope
Yes.
all the viewers will join us also at that part 3 of this episode of as we interview
Amen,
Brother
amen.
Evan as who's a full-time lay missionary. So until then, let's just rest and reflect and embrace the loving words that Jesus Christ told us, told his apostles when they were being tossed at the storm. So if we face any turbulence or problems in life, let us lovingly hear the words, the most assuring words of Jesus Christ, and that is, "It is I, do not be afraid." Thank you very much.